The 2026 season isn't just another campaign. It's the defining moment of a franchise that has been given a second life through its brightest star. When 8 players were released in one night, it didn't just reshape the roster, it reset the heartbeat of an organization that has long struggled to find its rhythm. This wasn't panic. It was precision. A decision made in cold blood, not out of desperation, but out of ambition. The Fever were no longer content with moral victories or empty hype. They wanted results, and they wanted them now. In locker rooms, on social media, and across every sports network, the same question echoed: was this too much too soon? But behind the chaos was a calculated strategy. Indiana knew exactly what it was doing. Caitlin Clark had changed everything. The fan base, the brand, the economics. She was no longer just the rookie phenom. She was the identity. For the first time in years, Indiana was a conversation piece again. And they weren't about to waste the moment. It's easy to look at the 8 names and think of what was lost. Veterans. Locker room anchors. Familiar faces. But the Fever are thinking about what's to come. This team is now a blank canvas, and Clark is the artist. Every move from here on out will be made to complement her rhythm, her court vision, and her leadership. The decision-makers in Indianapolis understand that Clark's game thrives on instinct and freedom, 2 things she didn't have last season. The goal now is to bring that energy back, to build an environment that mirrors her Iowa days, where creativity flowed and the offense moved like water. Even those closest to Clark admit that her frustration had been building all year. The long stares at the bench after another stalled possession, the subtle nods in press conferences when asked about system changes. She played the diplomat in front of cameras, but everyone could see the writing on the wall. She wanted control, not for ego, but because she knew what winning looked like. And the front office finally agreed. If you're going to hand the keys to anyone, it might as well be the player who brought life back to your franchise. The tension with head coach Stephanie White remains the most volatile piece of the puzzle. Insiders say the relationship between Clark and White has always been professional but distant. White's structured, playbook-heavy offense clashed with Clark's natural improvisation. What once looked like discipline now feels like restriction. As the team transitions to a new system, all eyes are on White. Can she evolve, or will she become the next casualty of the Caitlin Clark era? The whispers around the league suggest that if the Fever stumble early next season, White's seat will grow hot fast. Because in Indiana, patience isn't part of the plan anymore. Meanwhile, fans have become the heartbeat of this movement. They've made their voices clear. This rebuild is about more than winning games. It's about reclaiming identity. Every ticket sold, every jersey worn, every arena chant is a vote of confidence in Clark's leadership. Social media has turned into a battleground between skeptics who say the team is over-reliant on her and believers who see this as the first true vision the franchise has had in years. The Fever are no longer background noise in the WNBA. They are the headline, financially. The purge may have been the smartest play yet. Indiana's front office didn't just free up roster spots. They freed up millions. For a team that has long been trapped by bloated contracts and inconsistent performers, this was liberation. The Fever can now chase top-tier shooters, defenders, and veteran leaders who fit both the system and the salary cap. In a league where every dollar counts, this move opened the door to a new level of flexibility, a chance to rebuild on their own terms rather than constantly settling. But make no mistake, this new direction comes with pressure, unlike anything the Fever have faced before. Caitlin Clark isn't just expected to play great. She's expected to transform a franchise, to make the Fever relevant every single night, to justify every firing, every trade, every dollar spent. And she knows it. The weight of that expectation would crush most players, but Clark seems to thrive under it. Every time she steps on the court, she reminds everyone why she's worth the risk. The logo threes, the no-look passes, the swagger that ignites an entire building. She's more than a player. She's a spectacle, and the Fever are finally learning to build around that now. As the 2026 season approaches, there's a new energy in Indiana. Practices are faster, the pace sharper, and the offense more instinctive. Coaches are emphasizing movement over memorization. Young players are adjusting to a system built on trust and flow rather than control. And through it all, Clark stands at the center, calm, focused, and ready to lead. The front office calls it the reset. Fans call it the rebirth. It's clear that the Fever are betting their future on one undeniable truth. When Caitlin Clark is free, the entire game changes. Whether this gamble becomes a masterstroke or a meltdown remains to be seen. But there's something undeniably thrilling about the unknown. The Fever could rise into the WNBA's elite or crumble under the weight of their own expectations. That's the beauty and danger of building around greatness. It's not safe, and it's not easy. But it's the only way forward. And so, the stage is set. The locker room has been cleared, the message has been sent, and the spotlight burns brighter than ever. Indiana isn't rebuilding quietly. They're roaring into a new era with unapologetic ambition. The Caitlin Clark era isn't coming. It's here now. The question is, will this be the rise of a dynasty or the biggest gamble in franchise history? Has the Fever done enough to finally unleash the full force of their superstar? Or will they struggle under the same weight that's crushed so many hopeful rebuilds before? And perhaps most importantly, can Caitlin Clark turn all this pressure into power and make Indiana the heartbeat of women's basketball again? Let's talk about it. Do you think the Fever made the right call, cutting 8 players in one sweep? Will Caitlin Clark finally get the freedom she deserves? Or did the front office move too fast? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're as locked in on this new era as we are, don't forget to like this video. Subscribe for more deep dives into the WNBA's most explosive stories. And hit the bell so you never miss an update. The Clark era has begun, and the rest of the league better be ready.